Azazel, in the Book of the Giants, there was a tantalizing incomplete evidence from the Dead Sea Scrolls that suggests Azazel was the seed of the Watchers and not a Watcher himself. It comes from the fragmentary Book of Giants. If not had been for the agonizing misfortune that the damage to the scroll destroyed the critical phrase that may have sealed the deal concerning Azazel's origins. Azazel's identity might be correctly established today. Giants elaborates on the exploits of the pre-flood giants. That is, the Book of Giants explains this about the pre-flood giants, especially the two children of Semyaza, Oha and Haya. So, Oya and Haya. Okay. Since no complete manuscript exists of giants, its exact consonants, meaning what it exactly says, and the contents of the book cannot be fully understood because parts of it are missing. And its fragments order remain a matter of guesswork. So the holes in there, you have to kind of piece it together, and it's kind of hard to read. The giants, Oya and Haya, are discussing their demise based on the interpretation of certain troubling dreams the giants had been having. They had come to the realization that a troubled destruction from God was heading their way. In the passage, Haya tries to suggest that destruction is not for them, but for Azazel. Remarkably, Haya implicitly equating Azazel to themselves as both being a seed of angelic beings. Oya and Haya are not discussing the fate of their fathers, the Watchers, but of themselves. Therefore, when Haya suggests God's punishment will not be directed at them, but at Azazel, this is implying Azazel will be the lone victim. Enough of the text remains to establish the main biases of Haya's argument that they would not be targeted. It is at the children of the angels, the giants, and that God's good angels would not let their loved ones be neglected. This is what one of the giants are basically trying to write as they realize that the flood is coming. You know, they're kind of pleading for whatever straws they can reach, that they're not the ones that actually fell from heaven, they're only the offspring, so therefore, could you spare us? This is what is a very interesting ancient text that's saying, from a giant, pleading with God to save them because they are not the true angels that were once in heaven. They're just the offspring, so they're the lineage of what Azazel did, not he himself did. So, but I'm pretty sure the giants did wicked acts and stuff. That's why, the Lord wanted to not spare the offspring of Azazel. And the angels will be shown mercy because of this. So what does that mean? Did they just call the giants an angel there? They could be still waiting for judgment, not casted into hell, just like us. And does their spirit still roam around the earth? And if their spirit does still roam around the earth, are they working for God or for Satan? And if there are good angels roaming around the earth, do they now manifest as light orbs or UFOs that were once giants? Was he truly repentant, or was he just trying to save face? Only God knows. Because there's some parts missing in the Dead Sea Scrolls. This is an article I'm just reading, by the way. It says, I have not seen photographic plates of the Dead Sea Scrolls, except from the Book of Giants. However, it is apparent that the translation, that is at least 12 to 20 letters are missing instead of the bracket of line 6. This is sufficient for the reconstruction below that is to be plausible, as it can be seen a very coherent argument that can be derived from fragmentary texts of Azazel's lineage from Lilith mating with angels, whereas the giant's lineage from the daughters of Adam mating with angels. So this is now giving two species of types of giants. Haya argues that they will find favor with the angels in heaven because they're saying, look, we're your family. But the angels are not the ones judging, God is. Or could they have found favor in the last hour? You guys like to point out the thief on the cross a lot. Serving God because they share in Adam's lineage. So is a giant that is not a fallen angel, will they be able to have redemption? Who knows? God will be the judge at the end to see if, giants like this made it or not. But very interesting nonetheless.